Greetings, people. It's Mr. PDT yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. It sounds like it's good news to the gullible, but to the enlightened, we see this as the same story being played over and over and over and over again. A snake doesn't change, my people. It only peels off its skin. It remains a snake. Pastor Benny is asking for your forgiveness. He has recently confessed to some of his crimes to humanity. He has recently confessed to some of his atrocious acts against humanity. I label all these acts of these your apostles, pastors, bishops, prophets as criminal activities because you only look at the surface. But if you go deeper, you realize that these men and women who call themselves the anointed of God or servants of God have destroyed so many lives. As we speak, do you know how many bodies 6 feet under the ground Pastor Benny has? How many bodies that have gone to an early grave because of his fake and false promises of miracle healing? Do you know? But now when he comes with a smile and with a disguised sincerity, asking for forgiveness, you will be inclined to say, no, he's a changed man. No, he has taken a new path. No, he is remorseful. Nah, I don't see that. These men will never change. These men cannot change. Before we go any further, I want you to listen to his so-called apology to the body of Christ, to the entire human race.
And then there were times when I thought God had showed me something that he wasn't showing me, and I spoke it out. But in 1 Corinthians 13, we see very clearly that we all prophesy in part. That means we don't see the full picture. And sadly, and I wish I can go back and fix it, but sadly, there were some prophecies I gave that were not accurate or from the Lord. But who's perfect? And for that, of course, I ask people to forgive me. I'm just human and made mistakes like that. And I'll probably make them again, I suppose, down the road because I'm not perfect. We will be perfect one day when we're with the Lord. As long as we're in this body that's imperfect, we're not going to make perfect decisions and even say the things we need to say or should say. But, it's sad when people focus on the times you missed it. But that's just, the way it is. Yet there were times when I did not miss it. And then the other one is prosperity. And that's been a very difficult one for me. When I started in ministry, it was simple. And then the ministry grew. I was invited to go to what they call praise-a-thons. And I think that's when my troubles began. I don't blame anyone. But sadly, you get kind of in a place that becomes difficult. You don't know what to do and how to get out of it. So I came to the conclusion in 2019 that I did not want to be a part of the gimmickry of it. And I still stand by that. But sadly, I let pressure get to me. And because of that pressure, I said things and did things I should not have done. And for that, really, I am sorry. And I ask the dear people watching us to really forgive me for that. And I'm striving with all my heart to be as biblical as possible with that. And frankly, I'm kind of at the end of my road anyways. I don't see myself needing to do a whole lot of that down the road. But right now, my focus is the Lord and only the Lord. And if, of course, there will be the time when I may have to raise funds for our ministry, I will do it as biblically as I know how and balanced.
Can you explain that a little more?
I want that teaching to be about Jesus and only Jesus and the gospel, because the heart of prosperity has to be the gospel, true biblical prosperity. And that is what I will do and strive to do for the rest of my life. That's it.
The question that I have is very simple. Okay, we hear the apology. We hear the whole cooked up sincerity. But, Pastor Benny, you are a filthy millionaire as we speak. You have amassed so much wealth by this prosperity gospel. With all the money you have stolen, let's just put it all plain and simple, my people. The money they have stolen it. They did not work for it. As he rightfully puts it, the prosperity gospel was just a gimmick to take money from the unsuspecting. And after he has made all the millions, all the money, he comes and say, I'm sorry, my people. I was unaware. Or some of the things I was saying, they were not coming direct from God. But some of the things, or the things that he has been saying, have made him filthy rich. He has stepped on so many toes. Do you know how many people have given their entire pension funds to Benny Hinn? Do you know how many people have given all their savings to Benny Hinn, hoping that if they seed in the life of a minister, if they seed in the life of Benny Hinn, they'll get double portion, or their lives or their health will be restored? Do you know how many people are in abject poverty as we speak because they parted with each and everything that they had, trying to provoke God, as Benny Hinn had projected it to them, that if you want to move God, you have to provoke him and give a dangerous seed. Make a sacrifice that hurts you, that leaves you feeling it. Some gave their cars, some gave their households, some gave their title deeds, some gave their everything to Benny. And Benny now comes and says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just playing around. Wait, what about the money? Where is the money that you took, that you stole? At least give the apology and give back the money. Give them people back their monies that they have been giving you. Be honorable at least and say to all those that I have scammed, because that's exactly what he has been doing over the years. He has been scamming people. Religion, it legalizes crime. The real criminals are behind the pulpit, and the lukewarm ones who do 419 are behind the bars. The hush puppies are behind the bars, simply because they did not use this book. The reason why Hush Puppy is rotting in prison today is because in his 419 and Yahoo, he did not open this book. Had Hush Puppy used this book in his 419 gimmicks, he will still be at large. That's why your pastors are still at large today, because they are protected by religion. All their criminal activities are galvanized by religion and the Constitution, of course. It protects everyone's right to worship. I pray that one day I become president. I'll make sure that I arrest anything that calls itself a pastor, anything that calls itself a prophet, anything that calls itself a bishop, an apostle. I don't need an excuse, an explanation for nothing. I'll just put them in one track and go and lock them up and make sure I throw away the keys in the center part of the ocean where no one will ever locate them. I don't know if this will not sit well with you, because you have been brainwashed for a long time and this whole false doctrine has been ingrained deep in your subconscious, that when the truth is being spoken, it offends you. These entities hear nothing from God, have no relationship whatsoever with the divine. God said this, God said that, God this. They are lying, and they will continue lying until you wake up, until you smell the coffee, until you start reading this book on your own without expecting them to interpret it on your behalf. Because once you give them the opportunity to open this book, read it for you, and explain it for you, without you having that foundational knowledge or information or truth about what this book actually says, They'll take everything you have. And you will continue seeding and you will continue receiving nothing. The only one who benefits in this whole transaction is the man who has read this book and told you that God said. The reason why you are so easy to manipulate is because you don't know what God said in this book. You only know what he said God said. So when you say come and give a seed, a dangerous seed, you don't have anywhere to reference because you know nothing about what is inside. When they come and say come and give each and every penny that you make, 10%, 20%, you just rush with your salary and you deposit it. First fruit, you run with your salary, you deposit it. That's the cost of ignorance. You learn the hard way. So, my people, tell me what you think about the recent confession by Pastor Benny concerning his fake prophecies, false prophecies, and of course, the prosperity gospel that has made him a multimillionaire. Should he give back the money? Or do you forgive him? Personally, I pray that may God take these people as soon as possible before they destroy many lives, because they have been destroying lives. And they'll keep on destroying lives. We are on our own in this battle. No one is coming to save us or to save you. But people, let me know what you think in the comments. This is Mr. PDT, and I'm out.